Warning: the Curious Native podcast contains mature topics and themes that are intended for an older youth and adult audience. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey, welcome to the Curious Native podcast. I'm your host, hunnasmak, and I'm back. I'm back with a new series. Let me see, because I have it in my notes exactly what I went through a few different titles for what this series could be called. But ultimately I settled on the Indigenous Doll series, where I am going to be, in each episode I will cover a different Indigenous doll, her roots, some of the pluses of the doll, and if need, the issues with the doll, which, I don't really have any issues with today's doll that we're going to be talking about, but, that's what the series is going to be. Also, right now I'm sitting, the house is so loud from all the animals, all the cats are just like three kittens in the kitchen messing around, but the point is, they're being loud, so I have to be outside in the car filming, so if you guys hear, I don't know, the sounds of the city, I don't know, I'm sorry. But to start off this series, Indigenous Dolls, we will be talking about Kaya, the American Girl doll. Kaya is a native doll. She represents the people of the Nez Perce, and in today's episodes, we'll be talking all about her. Before we end the episode, though, I think we should talk about the doll a little bit, so you kind of have an idea about her, and the company a little bit, just to get some basic info. American Girl is one of those interesting companies that I don't know. There's so many issues, but there's some good things about it. I like American Girl. I couldn't afford American Girl growing up. I didn't know anybody who... No, and that's not true. I knew one person, my friend Jordan. Hey Jordan, if you're listening to this. But the point is, I couldn't personally afford an American Girl doll, but they've always been, one of those things that were they're just an inch away, just always around the corner. But, like I said, they were always interesting to me, so let's get into it a little bit. The American Girl Doll Company is a beloved brand that has captured the hearts of millions of children around the world. Founded in 1986 by Pleasant Rowland, the company's mission was to create dolls that were not only fun to play with, but also educational and empowering for young girls. Over the years, the company has released a diverse lineup of dolls, each with their own unique backstory and historical context. The first American Girl doll was Samantha Parkington, who was introduced in 1986. She was a wealthy orphan living in the early 1900s, and her stories were set against the backdrop of the Victorian era. I mentioned that just because it was when I kept doing research, and she kept popping up as one of the first dolls I think they introduced. The wealthy orphan just kept catching me off guard. It's oh, those are two things that you usually do not see together when it comes down to media and children's media. Usually you get the sad orphan. I don't know, I don't watch too many things that have orphans. It's just too sad. But Samantha quickly became a fan favorite, and her success paved the way for the release of more dolls in years to come. Christian Larson, the second doll in the American Girl lineup, was introduced in 1987. And in 1988, the American Girl Doll Company released Molly McIntyre, a living girl in the 1940s during World War II. Molly's stories touched on themes of patriotism and resilience, which I think this is probably one of my least favorite dolls, just based off from what I read and the little bit of her book that I got to see, which those books are interesting because I'll give them the credit that they deserve. The fact that they do work hard to ensure that they're historically accurate, but patriotism for this country is not good for me, so do not enjoy Molly. Cute doll, I'll give that to Molly. I'll give that to her. But her doll did quickly become a popular choice for children interested in learning about the pivotal period in history, particularly 1940. The American Girl doll lineup continued to expand over the years, with new dolls introduced to represent different time periods and cultural backgrounds. Addie Walker, for example, was introduced in 1993 as a young girl escaping slavery during the Civil War, which fucking Addie rules. She's a badass doll. I'll do an episode all about Addie. She is an indigenous person. Black people are indigenous. You know, there's indigenuity is not exclusive to the Americas. So I might have to do one on Addie. She's a great doll. Her story, Addie's one of those dolls that I do know about because I watched a video talking about her book. So Addie's fucking cool. Anyways, Addie's story shed light on the struggles and triumphs of African Americans, during this difficult time in American history. In 2002, the American Girl Doll Company introduced Kaya Atanmai. I believe that's how it's pronounced. I was looking up different pronunciations of how to say it, and that was the one that came up. So, Kaya Atanmai, a Nez Perce girl living in the 1760s in the Pacific Northwest. You don't know how long it took me to find that? I could not find where the hell she lived for the longest time. Like, throughout my research, I could not freaking find it. But it feels good to say it. Kaya's doll was a groundbreaking addition to the lineup, as she was the first Native American doll to be featured in the company. Kaya's stories focused on her connection to nature and her tribe and her community and her family, which was a great story. I didn't even finish it all the way, but from what I was reading, it was pretty good. I'm not sure how accurate it is, historically accurate to the Nez Perce tribe, but from the research and what I'm going to be mentioning in this episode, I'm pretty sure it's accurate, just based off from, you know, the fact that they worked so closely with elders of that tribe and the people and the academics from, you know, those people. So I'm going to take a guess that her story was pretty good, pretty accurate historically. Kaya's, like I said, her story focused on, you know, nature, her tribe, her people, her family, and she quickly became a symbol of empowerment for young Native American girls, particularly when this doll came out. Which I wasn't aware of this doll's release when I was a kid, but I kind of wish I was. Like I said, though, in the beginning, I couldn't afford these dolls even though I wanted them, so. Kaya's importance in the lineup of American Girl cannot be overstated. As the first Native American doll in the company's history, Kaya brought much needed diversity to the brand and helped to broaden the representation of different cultures and backgrounds. Her stories provided a window into the rich history and traditions of the Nez Perce tribe, and her doll served as a powerful symbol and pride and identity for Native children. In a lineup dominated by white dolls, Kaya's presence was a significant step towards inclusivity and representation by showcasing a Native American character with unique cultural heritage and, you know, identity. The American Girl Doll Company helped to foster a sense of understanding and appreciation for diversity amongst its young audience. Kaya's doll served as a bridge between different worlds, encouraging children to embrace and celebrate the richness of Native cultures. As the American Girl Doll Company continues to evolve and expand its lineup, Kaya remains a trailblazing figure in the history of the brand. Her impact goes far beyond the realm of playtime, as she inspired a generation of children to learn about and respect different cultures and traditions in a world that is, you know, becoming increasingly diverse. Kaya's story serves as a reminder of the importance of representation and inclusivity in our society. So if you're interested in hearing what I have to say about this doll and her story of creation, please keep on listening. The legacy of the American Girl Doll Company is built on a foundation of storytelling, education, and empowerment. American Girl dolls have been a popular toy for young children for decades. The first Native American doll in the American Girl lineup is Kaya, a character who represents the Nez Perce tribe from the Pacific Northwest. Kaya was first released in 2002 and quickly became a favorite amongst American Girl fans. Kaya is a resourceful and brave young girl who must navigate the challenges of her changing world while staying true to her cultural heritage. Through her story, young girls are able to learn about the rich history and traditions of Nez Perce people. One of the key themes in Kaya's story is the importance of family and community. Kaya relies on the support of her family and tribe to overcome obstacles and achieve her goals. Through her adventures, she learns the values of teamwork and collaboration traits that are important for success in any society. Another important aspect of Kaya's story is her connection to nature. The Nez Perce people have a deep respect for the land and its resources. Duh. And Kaya learns valuable lessons about conservation and sustainability by living in harmony with, the natural world. Kaya teaches young children the importance of respecting and protecting the environment. Kaya's story also highlights the resilience and strengths of Native American culture, specifically the Nez Perce people. Despite facing discrimination and hardship, Kaya and her tribe preserve and continue to thrive. Through Kaya's experience, young girls can learn about history of indigenous peoples in America and gain a newfound appreciation for their struggles and achievements. And I mentioned her tribe continues to thrive is because that was one of the key aspects when creating her story. I guess a lot of since they had so many Nez Perce people working on this doll and her story, they wanted to really nail in the fact that they are a living people today and are thriving. And I don't know, I respected it, and I wanted to mention it. In addition to her compelling storyline, Kaya's doll also reflects the attention to detail and equality that American Girl is known for. Kaya's outfit is authentically designed to reflect traditional Nez Perce clothing. The doll's features and hair are also designed to accurately represent the appearance of Nez Perce children. Kaya's popularity amongst native children and American Girl fans speaks to, the importance of diverse representation in toys and media. Everybody deserves to be seen. By featuring a native character like Kaya, American Girl is able to provide a more inclusive and educational experience for young children. Through Kaya, children can learn about different cultures and histories, fostering, empathy and understanding. Kaya's story, is a powerful and inspiring tale that teaches them the importance and lessons about resilience, community, and respect for your for your people, your family, and the land that you guys occupy and live on. By bringing the Nez Perce culture to life through the character of Kaya, American Girls dolls have succeeded in creating a meaningful and educational experience for young children. Kaya's impact of children's understanding of Native American history and culture is significant and enduring, making her beloved to many, not only beloved to many, but a beloved addition to the American Girl lineup as a doll. The importance of, her creation, just in general, cannot be overstated. The fact that it took American Girl that long to even have a native doll in this lineup of American dolls and American girls. There's so many different tribes and tales that could be told. And the fact that they only got to that point is a little disappointing. But Kaya's creation, which is what we're going to be talking about now, Kaya's creation and the involvement of the Nez Perce tribe in her development is a fascinating story that highlights both the importance of cultural authenticity and the power of collaboration between indigenous communities and mainstream media. The process of creating the character of Kaya began with the extensive research into the history and culture of the Nez Perce tribe. American Girls design team worked closely with consultants from the tribe to ensure that Kaya's clothing, accessories, and storyline were accurate and respectful of the Nez Perce traditions. So those consultants were built up of elders, academics, and anybody who could, who had any knowledge that could help ensure this doll be accurate and non-offensive. This attention to detail not only adds the authenticity of Kaya's character, but also helps to educate young children about the diverse cultures that make up the fabric of American history. The involvement of the Nez Perce tribe in the creation of Kaya also highlights the importance of indigenous voices in our own representation, especially when it comes to our cultures and our people and our children. By working with, people from the tribe, American Girl is able to incorporate the Nez Perce perspective into Kaya's story in a way that would have been impossible without their input. This collaboration not only enriches Kaya's character, but also helps to counteract harmful stereotypes and misconceptions about Indigenous people that are common in mainstream media. In addition to consulting with Nez Perce experts, an American Girl also partnered with the Nez Perce tribe on a variety of, educational initiatives related to Kaya. These initiatives included the creation of educational materials about Nez Perce history and culture, as well as partnerships with museums and historical sites that showcase Nez Perce artifacts and traditions. So giving them, access, helping them with their access to their own cultures and artifacts, which the fact that that has to be done in the first place is disgusting. Like, they should just have complete access, and these museums should not be holding anything that has not been given to be showcased. That's a whole episode of its own. But the point is, American Girl was able to promote cultural awareness and understanding, and also support the actual community that they were trying to, represent within their company. The character of Kaya has been praised for her strong and independent personality, which reflects the values and traditions of Nez Perce people. Through her adventures and challenges, Kaya demonstrates the importance of community, resilience, and respect for the natural world, all values that are central to Nez Perce culture. By bringing these values to life through Kaya's story, American Girl is able to introduce young girls to a different perspective on the history and encourage them to think critically about the world around them. The success of Kaya as an American Girl doll has had a significant impact on the representation of Indigenous people in popular culture by showcasing a positive and authentic portrayal of Nez Perce girls and children. American Girl has helped to counteract harmful stereotypes and misconceptions. Whether, willing, I don't think they thought that's what they were going to do when they did it. They were just trying to make money, but at the same time keep their heads above water so they don't get, American Girl, first and foremost, is a company. It is a corporation, so I don't want to sit here and try to praise this company. I just want to 100% make that clear. But I'm not going to downplay any of the good things either, so I just want to say that now. But Kaya's story serves as, a powerful reminder of the diversity and richness of native cultures and the importance of respecting and celebrating different heritages. The creation of Kaya and the involvement of her people in her development also highlights how having the Nez Perce community work on this doll was important and necessary to ensure that Kaya's character was authentic and respectful of their peoples. This collaboration serves as a model for how other media companies can engage with Indigenous communities to promote cultural awareness and understanding. The creation of the American Girl doll Kaya and the involvement of the Nez Perce in her development, it's a very powerful example of how collaborations between Indigenous communities and mainstream media can lead to positive and authentic representation of Indigenous cultures. By working together, American Girl and the Nez Perce tribe were able to create a character that not only educates young children about Nez Perce history and culture, but also challenges harmful stereotypes and promotes cultural awareness. Kaya's story also serves as a reminder of the importance of respecting and celebrating the diversity of different native cultures and the potential for collaboration and create meaningful and impactful representation, in popular culture. Also, sidebar, before I talk about a controversy, involving Kaya. Kaya is carefully crafted to honor the cultural traditions of the tribe in accordance with the Nez Perce customs. Kaya's mouth is closed because it reflects a deeply rooted taboo against displaying teeth, which is perceived as a symbol of hostility and aggression. This significant aspect of Kaya's design, distinguishes her from other dolls like Josephina, who bears an open mouth mold indicative Jesus, of the different cultural expression. The Kaya mold itself, while sharing similarities with that of Josephina, specifically ensures that Kaya's serene expression remains true to the Nez Perce values by depicting her with a closed mouth that depicts no teeth. Furthermore, the initial doll created using the Kaya mold, Kayatanmai, exemplifies the importance of showcasing cultural authenticity through her gentle smile with, her lips sealed, in alignment with the Nez Perce belief system that that forbids revealing teeth as it signifies a form of aggression, the Nez Perce tribe's explanation elucidates that Kaya, as a representative of their culture, would never have been depicted in a way that contradicts their fundamental beliefs regarding expressions of emotion and demeanor. Through meticulous attention to detail and respect for cultural sensitivity, Kaya beautifully embodies the values and traditions of the Nez Perce tribe, ensuring an authentic and meaningful representation of the heritage and customs. So you can see why her face mold being unique and special to her doll would be important in a cultural and social way, which leads me to the controversy. So like I mentioned, Kaya's doll was created with careful attention to detail, including a unique face mold that was specifically designed to honor the Nez Perce belief that showing teeth is, not good. This attention to cultural authenticity was a key factor in the doll's popularity. This attention to cultural authenticity was most certainly a key factor in the doll's popularity and significance to many young girls who found inspiration in Kaya's story. However, Kaya's controversy arose when American Girl decided to use Kaya's face mold for a new doll named Logan Everett, who is a white male character introduced in 2017. Many people were outraged by this decision, arguing that it is inappropriate to use Kaya's face mold for a white doll, especially given the significance of the original mold in representing the tribe's culture. The decision to use Kaya's face mold for Logan Everett raises important questions about cultural appropriation, representation, and respect for indigenous cultures. By repurposing a mold that was specifically created to honor Pierce believes for a white male character, American Girl effectively undermined the authenticity and significance of Kaya's character. Furthermore, the use of Kaya's face mold for Logan Everett highlights a broader issue regarding the lack of diversity in children's toys and media. Many people argue that it is crucial for children to see themselves represented in the toys that they play with, as it can help foster a sense of pride, identity, and self-worth. In addition to the controversy surrounding the use of Kaya's face mold for Logan Everett, the decision also raises questions about the process of creating diversity in culturally sensitive toys. It is important for toy companies to prioritize authenticity, respect, and representation when developing new products, especially when it comes to representing marginalized or underrepresented people. Moving forward, it is essential for American Girl and other toy companies to learn from this controversy and strive to be more inclusive, diverse, and culturally sensitive in their product development. By listening to feedback from consumers, consulting with cultural experts, and prioritizing authenticity and representation, toy companies can create toys that celebrate diverse cultures and peoples in a respectful and meaningful way. Overall, the controversy surrounding the use of Kaya's face mold for Logan Everett serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of cultural authenticity, representation, and respect in the toy industry. By addressing these issues head-on and prioritizing diversity and inclusion, toy companies can create products that inspire, educate, and empower children of all backgrounds. So, in conclusion, the creation of American Girl doll Kaya was a significant milestone in representation, inclusion, and self-image for Native children. Kaya's creation was significant, for several reasons. First and foremost, he provided Native children with a relatable and positive representation in the toy industry. Prior to Kaya, there was a lack of diversity in dolls, especially when it came to representing, different Native cultures and communities. Native American children, in particular, often had to settle for generic dolls that did not reflect their heritage or identity. Usually dolls like an amalgamation of different Native cultures. So, like a lot of the times what Barbie did, which I will be talking about some of those dolls throughout this series too, so keep an eye out for those episodes. Kaya filled this gap by, offering a character that Native children could see themselves in, fostering a sense of pride and connection to their culture. Additionally, Kaya's story highlighted the importance of inclusion and diversity in children's toys by featuring, a Native American character like Kaya. American Girl promoted cultural awareness and understanding amongst its young audience. Kaya's narrative was not just about her indigenous heritage, but also about her values, family, and tradition. This holistic representation helped educate children about different cultures and backgrounds, fostering empathy and respect for diversity. Furthermore, Kaya's popularity demonstrated the demand for diverse representation in the toy industry. She quickly became one of the most popular dolls in the American Girl doll lineup. She was a fan favorite, further underscoring the need for more inclusive and authentic portrayals of different cultures. Kaya's success, she paved the way for more diverse characters to be introduced, encouraging other toy companies to follow suit and prioritize representation in the products. In general, American Girl recognized the importance of Kaya's creation, even if it was for money, like I mentioned, and the impact it had on Native children. The company acknowledged the need for diverse representation and inclusion in their lineup of dolls, leading to the development and inclusion of more characters from different backgrounds. American Girl's commitment to diversity when it comes down to their dolls and the cultures they're representing has been instrumental in shaping the landscape of children's toys and promoting positive self-image amongst diverse audiences. Moving forward, American Girl can continue to improve in the regards to representation by being mindful of cultural accuracy and sensitivity. In recent years, there have been instances where American Girl faced criticism for cultural appropriation, such as when they used Kaya's face mold for Logan Everett doll, a white male character. It sparked backlash, like I mentioned. Who felt like using Kaya's face mold for a male character was disrespectful to her indigenous heritage. Also, to address these concerns, American Girl can take steps to ensure that their representation of diverse cultures is authentic and respectful and thoughtful. This includes, like they did, consulting with cultural experts and community members when developing new characters, as well as conducting thorough research to accurately portray different backgrounds. In addition to American Girl's efforts, individuals can also play, a role in promoting and advocating for more diverse dolls like Kaya. By supporting companies that prioritize diversity and representation, consumers can signal to the market and demand for, more inclusive products. Sharing feedback, engaging with brands on social media, and participating in discussions about diversity in toys can all contribute to the creating a more inclusive representation in the toy industry. In conclusion, Kaya's creation was a pivotal moment in the toy industry, highlighting the importance of representation, inclusion, and self-image of Native children. Her story resonated with audiences and sparked conversations about diversity in children's toys. Moving forward, American Girl can continue to improve by being culturally sensitive and authentic in their portrayals of diverse characters, and by not using the face mold of a Native girl for a white male, as if that helps at all. By promoting and advocating for more dolls like Kaya, we can help create a more inclusive and representative toy industry that celebrates all backgrounds and identities and communities. But that's pretty much all I have for today. I can say though that this is going to be probably one of my more favorite series on this podcast. I like dolls and talking about their creation and just learning about them. So me learning about Kaya was definitely, it was fun. I had fun just reading about this episode. About the creation of this doll. I had a lot of fun, just creating this episode and researching for it and even recording it a little bit. I had to stop for a few seconds because cars kept passing by and you could hear them being real loud. But yeah, if you're interested in hearing from me and what I have to say, you go ahead, like and subscribe, and comment if you feel like doing so. It helps me, pushes it into the algorithm so other people can see it, which I feel like Kaya is a doll people should learn more about. So hey, push it into the algorithm. If you want to hear from me more than what you get on here, I guess, you can follow me on Twitter, also known as X, but it will forever be called Twitter, at hunnasmak. It is on the channel description. My Instagram is also on there, hunnasmak. I also have Blue Sky, and I also have a Threads account as well. The Threads shares the name with my Instagram, so it's hunnasmak, and then it's hunnasmak over on Blue Sky as well. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to me kind of ramble, I guess. But with all that being said, I am your host, hunnasmak, and this has been the Curious Native Podcast.